Magic knot is used to magically join two yarn strands together. This yarn join is great for both knitting and crochet when you want to add a new ball of yarn without the hassle of leftover yarn tails. Hi, I'm Hannah from knitting.com, and today we're going to learn how to tie a magic knot, also known as a fisherman's knot. To make a magic knot, you'll be using two quick overhand knots to create an almost invisible join that blends into your finished fabrics. The best part about this method is that you can use it to join two strands of yarn with any fiber type. You'll wind up with a very small, nearly invisible knot left in your fabric. The smoother the fabric and yarn, the more obvious this knot will be. If this will bug you later, you may want to save this method for a textured project or one with textured yarn that will hide the knot a little bit more. Not sure if this is the right technique for your project? Test it out. If you're ready to go, let's get started. All right, so we've got our two pieces of yarn that we would like to join together. In this case, I'm using two different colors. Your project might use one color for both. That's okay. This is just to show the two different strands and what they're doing. What you'll be doing is we'll be using one strand and tying an overhand knot, and then using the second strand and tying a second overhand knot, and then pulling them together, trimming yarn tails, and then we're done. I'll show you how to do two overhand knots. The first thing we'll do is we will take this yarn strand. It doesn't matter which one you start with. I'm just gonna start with this one. And we're gonna put it over top this yarn, the second strand, bring it up and under. So we've made a U shape. And then we're coming over itself here. So we've made a loop and then drawing the yarn in through the back of that loop, like so. So you've made a pretzel shape. And then you draw the tail and the strand tight to make a knot, like so. I'll show you one more time. So you've got a yarn tail here. We're gonna leave that for now. The second strand is gonna come up and over, behind the first strand, back over itself, and then feed the tail in through that loop you've made. Pull it through, and then pull it tight by pulling the strand and the tail together. Now, you've got two overhand knots and two tails. You're going to slowly pull those yarn strands together until those two knots touch, and you pull it tight, like so. And it's a very tight little knot. Next, you'll take your snips and trim those yarn tails closely. Trim that one a little closer, just so it's not so fuzzy. You can always come back and do that after you've started knitting again, and trim it close to your fabric as well. And that was how to tie a magic knot. One last little tip. Try to place these knots at the beginning or end of a row so that they blend in even more along the edges. I love how quick and sturdy this knot is, particularly for big projects like blankets and afghans where you won't notice the little knot in the finished fabric. If you found this tutorial helpful, be sure to click the thumbs up and leave a comment down below. Subscribe to knitting.com if you'd like to stay in the loop, and check out our other social media channels. Until next time, happy knitting!